Well, Peter Mathews is a professor of political science at Cypress College and joins us now from Los Angeles to talk a little bit more about this. So Democrats there saying this undercuts Trump's whole defence. What do you think?
They've got a good point. Some would call this a lightning bolt, that here finally is Bolton's book, which is the draft that the New York Times had, which claims the president actually did withhold the aid in order to get an investigation going, or at least announcement of it, of Joe Biden or the other people who are Democrats, and that's completely unconstitutional. I think this is a lightning bolt. This very well could be the smoking gun that we'll see. If we can get Bolton, if Bolton can actually testify, and if the Senate will vote to bring him, because he wants to be subpoenaed so he can testify.
Yeah, he clearly does. I mean, how much pressure, though, do you think this puts on Republicans to allow new witnesses? I believe Democrats need 4 senators to side with them. Do you think they're going to have the numbers?
Yes, 4 out of 53, that's a possibility because people like Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski are running from swing states where they need to be perceived as being fair and open to real justice. And so I think there's a good chance, if this comes out even more and discussed more in the news as it's being done, that American people will say, look, we want to have witnesses, especially John Bolton now, that he's such a person who was very close to the center of all this action, and we want to know what the evidence is. And you can't have evidence unless you have a witness. So I think there's a good chance that a few Republicans might change their position and vote with Democrats to require a subpoena of Bolton.
That would certainly make things more interesting. Trump, as he was leaving Davos, said he doesn't want Bolton to testify because he believes it's a national security issue. What's your thoughts on that?
So many presidents have used the national security camouflage to actually hide the truth, which was not a national security issue. In this case, I don't think it's not a national security issue. If it's what Bolton's saying is true, it needs to be exposed so we can actually clean up our democracy and abide by the rule of law. It's all about the rule of law. Is the president above the law, or is he not? Is he under the law like everyone else? I believe the second is true, and this Bolton testimony will make a big difference, and I think they should go forward with it. So we'll see what happens.
If procedure is followed, if witnesses are given the go-ahead, could the White House go to court to stop John Bolton from testifying? What is the process?
They can try again. They can go to court, and don't forget there was an earlier ruling in a lower court judge back in October, I believe, that said that, yes, an executive branch official who's below the president can be subpoenaed. A presidential staff person can be subpoenaed and must testify because of the checks and balances provision in the Constitution. Congress has a full right to call and subpoena witnesses in order to check the power, inordinate power of the president if he has abused his power. So the courts decided in favor in the lower courts. So let's see what happens now. I think it's been clear now that Bolton can testify if he's subpoenaed. And if Trump goes to a court again, I think it'll be ruling against him. We'll have to see.
We will. An interesting week ahead. Thank you for that. Peter Mathews there, a professor of political science at Cypress College.
Yes, indeed.